What's up, everybody? Noah Case back here for my review of Malignant. This is the new HBO Max and in theaters movie from Warner Brothers that did awful at the box office because it was on HBO Max. Great, my theater didn't get it, or I probably would have went to theaters to see it. Malignant is all about Madison, who is paralyzed by shocking visions of grisly murders, and her torment worsens as she discovers that these waking dreams are in fact terrifying realities. She had a imaginary friend named Gabriel growing up, and Gabriel is now back. I'm not going to spoil anything. This is a spoiler-free review, but I'm just gonna say that twist, man. That twist. Malignant is a really good horror movie. It has scary elements to it. It has great atmosphere to it. The screenplay is fantastic, written and directed by James Wan, a horror legend by now, a horror legend that I haven't seen many films from. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. As a fan of horror, I have not seen many of his horror movies. Actually, I'm not seeing one that I've seen. I'm not seeing one that he's directed besides this. I have not seen The Conjuring. I've not seen The Conjuring 2. I've not seen Insidious Chapter 2, Dead Silence, Saw, but I have seen movies he has directed. I have seen Annabelle Comes Home, and we are just talking strictly horror here, because of course I've seen stuff he's produced, stuff he's written, because he did produce The Curse of La Llorona, Mortal Kombat, Spiral, Jigsaw, Annabelle Creation, Lights Out, Demonic. He produced most of the Saw movies. This guy knows how to do horror, man. From what I've seen from the Conjuring movies, this guy, and all these interviews that I've seen from the writers and directors that he's worked with, he's a master of this craft. Annabelle Wallis as Madison is fantastic in this movie. She is fantastic in this movie. This movie delivers what a horror movie should do. It should add in twists, but it should add in a bit of mystery and a bit of action and a bit of comedy at some points. However, this movie takes itself so seriously at some points that it is a little hard to grasp. There's a bit too much going on in the third act for me to really love this movie, but I did love the third act. I loved the third act. This is not my kind of horror. I'm not into this. See, it's hard to get into this without spoilers, but that third act, man, once that twist happens, you are either in for it or you're not. And once you know what I mean, once you're in it, you are either going to hate it or you're going to really, really like it. If you're a fan of blood and gore and great special effects and great practical effects as well, you're going to be a fan of the third act of Malignant. Now, I did think that the first act was a bit weak at some points. However, Malignant delivers everything you want. And I almost forgot that a couple side performances were very unneeded. A couple characters that were really just unneeded and thrown in there to lengthen this runtime. However, this is a really good horror film. Not one of my favorites, but definitely the best horror film of the year so far. Fear Street films, the ones that I've seen. I've not seen 1666 yet. I will probably in October. I think I've been saving that one for some reason. I'm not sure why. I really like the first two. Malignant is not going to be the only horror film we have on the probably mountains of horror movies that we're going to get next month. Is this going to be one of the best horror movies of the year? Potentially. This is probably the best horror movie of the year so far. Actually, I really liked Come Play. I really didn't like Candyman all that much. I'm definitely glad I saw Malignant, gave it a shot, because I was really scared to watch this movie and be disappointed. It did disappoint me a little bit, but normally I'm very disappointed in horror because it doesn't scare me. This is a film that's all about atmosphere. He knows how to craft a jump scare, and it's not just a crow coming out, and it's not a cat coming around, and it's not someone opening a fridge door and then closing, and then there's someone right there, and it's just their best friend. James Wan crafts these horror scenes so well that he can keep you intrigued but still scare you at the same time. Even though some people are not going to find this film scary, they cannot take this away from the movie. Its atmosphere is magnificent. Now stay tuned because I will have a lot of reviews coming your way. Next week we have Cry Macho, we have bestsellers, we have a bunch of stuff coming your way, and I cannot wait to talk about a lot more stuff, including the brand new Scooby-Doo movie, Scooby-Doo Meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. It's sort of horror. Not really, but Malignant, I'm going to give Malignant a B+. It was really good. I enjoyed it. It's not going to be on my best of the year list, but it's going to be on my best of the horror list. But then again, we haven't had a whole lot of horror movies. So, Malignant, there's my review of Malignant. I will see all of you guys next time.